So we talked recently about what this pick could mean for the Patriots. Let's get into the rumors as to what they could do with the pick. And we start with the Patriots possibly trading for Odell Beckham Jr. I'm not too hot on this trail, but we're going to give this one 3 Lombardi trophies simply because the rumor has been out there now swirling. I don't want to say we launched the rumor, but we definitely helped push it into a little bit of the social media relevancy. I talked a lot about early in the season that the Patriots would be 100% in the market for him. But Jason La Canfora, who isn't, I'm not too hot on all of his reports, but he does say that they aren't currently in the market for Odell Beckham Jr. I will say this, though. There are very few teams in the NFL who have the draft capital to get Odell Beckham Jr. like the Patriots do. But at the same time, how much sense does it really make for the Patriots to get Odell Beckham Jr.? You don't just ship out Brandin Cooks, who's going to get a $13 to $14 million contract, who, credit is not as good as Odell Beckham Jr., but if you can get 70% of Odell Beckham Jr. for $7 to $8 million less a year, you're going to take that. So why would the Patriots trade Brandin Cooks with the amount of money they're going to have to pay him, only to trade for Odell Beckham Jr. and pay him $20 million a year? It doesn't really make a lot of sense. That's why we're only going to give this one 3 trophies, which, based off our rumor meter, we'll see. People are talking. It's probably not going to happen. I think that Odell Beckham Jr. rumor can really be laid to beg, at least when it comes to trading him to the Patriots. But let's go through that rumor meter. 1 Lombardi trophy. We're on to Cincinnati. It's fake news. Don't even worry about it. 2 Lombardi trophies. It's Ted Wells level. Put about a 25% chance on it. 3 Lombardi trophies. It's 50-50. We'll see. People are talking. 4 Lombardi trophies. It's pretty likely. You can slap the 75% chance tag on that one. And then 5 Lombardi trophies. Count the rings, baby. This is a 100% chance of happening. It's basically news already. Let's get into our second rumor. Are the Patriots going to trade up for a quarterback? We're going to give this one 3 Lombardi trophies as well, because it's a legitimate option at this point. This is also coming from Jason La Canfora, and I should also add, this is coming from Teddy Bruschi as well, who said today on ESPN that he'd be stunned if they didn't take a quarterback in the first or second round of this year's draft. La Canfora also said they could go wide receiver and quarterback in the first round, but remember, the Patriots have not taken a quarterback in the first round since Drew Bledsoe. Obviously, they haven't done it because, well, they haven't exactly needed to, having the greatest quarterback of all time for the past decade plus. So would be a little taboo for them to take a quarterback in the first round. But if they like a guy, they're going to move up and take him. A couple of guys that they might be picking: Lamar Jackson is a guy that we've actually connected the team to a couple of times. And also there's a report out there yesterday that the Patriots are in love with Josh Rosen, the quarterback out of UCLA. The Patriots would obviously have to trade up to the number 2 pick, probably with the New York Giants. We'll get into the trade details later of what a trade would look like if the Patriots wanted to move up in the draft. But for now, I want to know from you guys, should the Patriots draft a quarterback this year? Give me a heart for yes and a like for no way. I think it's yes. I think you got to throw up that heart. They absolutely should draft a quarterback this year. Whether or not they draft him in the first round is another question, but they should absolutely draft one at some point this year. Let's get into our third rumor of the day. How about the Patriots trading up for a linebacker? So you probably haven't seen this one coming out of a lot of places. This rumor origin is actually coming from me because it makes all the sense in the world. So we're going to connect the dots here on why the Patriots are going to take a linebacker in this upcoming draft. We're giving this one 3 Lombardi trophies. So let's break it down. When have the Patriots taken linebackers in the past? Well, they've taken them when they've had a sincere need for one, and there's also one on the board that Bill Belichick falls in love with. Bill Belichick has proven in the past he will always trade up for linebackers that he wants. He traded up for Gerard Mayo to take him when he was coming out of the draft to pick 13. He moved up to take Donta Hightower a couple of years ago. He moved up to take Jamie Collins in the second round a couple of years after that as well. Bill Belichick will move up for linebackers. There are very few positions that he will actually trade up for. Usually it's defensive end, usually it's linebacker, and sometimes offensive lineman, but he will always move up for linebackers. And here's where the dots get connected. Bill Belichick loves Roquan Smith. Bill Belichick was at the University of Georgia Pro Day. All he could talk about was how amazing this kid was. They haven't had him in for a private visit yet, but they did work him out at the Pro Day and did talk to him there and give him a formal interview. He is also the perfect fit in the middle of the defense. We're going to give this one 3 Lombardi trophies, but if you're asking me, I think there's a reason why they picked up this pick, and I think it might be to pick up Roquan Smith, the linebacker out of Georgia, but we'll get into another trade offer for Roquan later. Let's get into our fourth rumor, and I mentioned this before. Do the Patriots want to pay Brandin Cooks, or they didn't want to pay Brandin Cooks, I should say? We're going to give this one 4 Lombardi trophies. There's no way that they wanted to trade him. We're going to give this one 4 for pretty likely. Let's be honest. he was going to get a huge deal next offseason from the Patriots or someone else. They wanted to recoup as much value from him as you can. Let's be honest, they got the 23rd overall pick in the draft for 16 games of Brandin Cooks. That's a very valuable trade for the New England Patriots. It's a good trade for the Rams as well. This is a win-win deal for both sides. But look, it clears $9 million in cap room. They don't have to pay him $13 to $14 million next year. Sammy Watkins got a crazy amount of money on the open market. Brandin Cooks is going to be looking for a deal like that as well. The Patriots were never going to pay him that much money. So for them to be able to jump up 9 picks from the pick that they originally traded him for, that's really good value for the Patriots. Let's get to number 5. Are the Patriots going to stay put with that new pick? I'm going to give this one 4 Lombardi trophies. I know everyone wants him to trade up, and as do I, but let's be honest, this is Bill Belichick we're talking about here. Belichick is going to be, he's either going to trade back again in the draft, or he's just going to stay there and make his pick. It wouldn't be very Belichickian for him to trade up in the draft. He doesn't do it often, but when he does, it's only when he loves a guy. This is the highest pick in the draft that they've had since 2011, so I think they're going to actually use this pick. They got to get some guys on lower contracts. They need some young players on those 5-year deals, well, 4-year deals with a 5th-year option. They got to get those guys in here. The roster is stacked with old veterans on big free agency contracts. Getting some youth in here will be huge, especially if you look back at the past couple Patriots draft classes. They've been pretty small, and also a lot of them get injured their first year and just don't play. You have Trey Flowers and Derek Rivers now in a couple 2 out of the last 3 years who haven't played as their top draft pick that year. So they got to get some young players in. I think taking 2 first-round picks would be a great way to inject some youth into what used to be one of the youngest rosters in football is now trending to be one of the oldest rosters in football. So they got to get some youth in there. Let's get into our last rumor. Are the Patriots going to draft a wide receiver? I'm not too hot on this one. This one's coming from Jason Lockett 4. We're going to give this one 2 Lombardi trophies. I think this is Ted Wells level. I do not see a lot of truth in this. The Patriots haven't taken a wide receiver in the first round since Terry Glenn back in 1998. Now, they have interviewed multiple wide receivers, including Deshaun Hamilton, Kiki Cootie from Rutgers, and Christian Kirk from Texas A&M. So if they are going to make that pick at 23 or 31 and spend it on a wide receiver, I would expect it to be Christian Kirk. They don't just interview these guys and toss them away. They're only going to interview them if they really like him. They've been connected with him in the past. They were at his pro day, like I said. If they're going to take a guy at 23, it very well may be Christian Kirk. But look, the Patriots have never been a team that takes offensive weapons in the first round. The last time the Patriots took an offensive weapon in the first round, actually, you can throw it in the comments section. I want to see if you guys know who the last time the last skill position player that the Patriots took in the first round. Hint, hint, it's one of my least favorite Patriots of all time. And I'll give you one more hint. It is a running back.